You do not do any or much exercise, but I would really like to recommend you do this one exercise every single day. It's just 2 minutes and I'll explain exactly what the benefits are. I'm Roland Liebscher-Bracht. I've specialized in pain relief exercises for 40 years. Every single month, we get over 9.5 million views on our exercise videos. What I am showing you right now is an exercise you can keep developing over weeks, months, even years, and you only have to do this one exercise every single day. The full explanation of how the exercise is structured and evolves we'll go through together now. Please follow along and notice how you're feeling. I'll explain the benefits this brings while we practice. Lie down on the floor, on a soft carpet or maybe a mat. Just start by lying flat on your stomach. And tune into your body right now. How do you feel? Is it pulling anywhere? Is it okay? Just get a feeling. Just try to get a feel for it. And then after a little while, you slowly come up and lift yourself up. Higher and higher until you are finally resting on your forearms. And you only go up as high as you can comfortably handle. Because what we're doing in this exercise is opening the front line of muscles and fascia, which in most people is totally shortened and tense because we sit way too much without balancing it out. Just to give an example, that means you start down here and then you might already notice as you get up here, oh, now it starts pulling in the spine. Or it starts pulling in the belly, or it starts pulling in the hip. All of that is quite possible. And then you move right into the range where it is still bearable, where you say, it hurts a little, but it's okay. This man knows what he is telling me. I will just trust him for now and not overdo things. Go in deep enough so that it's just about bearable. You'll have to adjust that, of course. You won't feel it quite like that right from the very start, and then you just remain in that position. And after just a few days, you are going to notice that you are able to go up higher. And what you will also immediately be able to engage it, no matter the height you're working at, after about 30 seconds begin. Using your body weight to press your arms more firmly into the ground. What's going on here? You've reached a stretch that's specific to your body. And when you now press firmly against the floor, you tense exactly those stretched muscles and fascia. Those are the muscles that you are tensing up. The fascia is naturally also involved in this whole line of tension as well, of course. And then you strengthen what was too short, which is now at a greater length. It gains strength at this greater length, where normally there is absolutely no strength left at all. And that is incredibly good for your spine. After you have tensed up, you relax once again, and then you will notice, oh, now I can go a little bit higher. And then you do that 2 or 3 more times, keep applying force against it once again. Let it go completely loose and go even just a little bit deeper into it. And after about 1.5 minutes, you should really try to lift your arms up and away from the floor. And hold yourself at a height that you can still just about manage, and then you go back down again. Do this for 2 full minutes, and then you will notice that every single day you will get just a little bit higher up. And most importantly, once you are at about this point and want to keep going higher, don't start overextending your head like that. That wouldn't be good. But instead, just take your head up with you like this, so that your chin moves toward your throat. This way, you're also correcting your neck at the same time. And that's really good for your cervical spine. And then the same routine. You stretch for half a minute every day. Then you push against it for a minute. Go a little higher again, stretch further, but add some strength to it. And right at the end, for about half a minute, maybe 20 seconds, you hold it again at the height you can manage. Begin in this position As you notice, you can go a bit further. You'll feel the stretch starting to develop. You'll also notice that you are already walking much more upright and your hips are feeling quite a bit looser. Maybe leave a comment and then we're moving to the next level. The next level is about adding even more of a height difference into there. You can take the couch or the armchair and rest your forearms on it. Your shoulders should have developed enough stability by now to hold that as well, during that phase while we were on the mat. And now you move your knees further and further back as well. And then you will notice in the front that your muscles have to hold on more and more, and then you slowly give into it. Going deeper and deeper, and while going down, make sure that it is actually your groin that goes down and not your belly. Yeah, because I'm going to show you how to do it the wrong way. Try arching your back instead. And now let yourself sink down into that arched position, then it will feel quite different. Whenever you bring your groins forward, just take a look. That is precisely the shift from this movement to this other movement. So groins forward and then downwards. And then you will notice that it pulls much less into your back. It pulls more across the groins. Later on, maybe back to the back again, but not right from the start. Because we want to progressively stretch the hip flexor further, because that's the real back killer. If it's shortened too much through this much, sitting, which isn't balanced out. So now you go with me, join right in. Further and further down until you feel it pulling in the groin, pulling in front of the belly, and at some point it starts to pull into your back. And that is nothing bad at all. You just have to hold it so that it is still just about bearable for you. And you might start shaking because your muscles are just not quite used to it yet. Let's just step out of it for a second. Ease off the whole thing just a little bit. Then you go back in again. And then your body gets used to it. The shaking becomes less and less. And here as well, you will do the tensing after half a minute. This means that you press your knees against the floor. Relax. Then move deeper into the stretch. And one more time. Press firmly down against the floor. Relax and then sink deeper into the stretch. Press down against the floor. Relax, sink even further in. And then at the very end, you will naturally have to move yourself away from the chair. Now go back down onto your stomach once more and proceed to pull yourself back up again. Yes, go on and pull yourself back up quite actively into that stretch. Perhaps just a brief little explanation for this. This active stretching right at the very end is super important for the communication between the various different muscles. Because we have muscles in front, we have muscles in the back, and the better they communicate, the better they've learned to coordinate with each other, the better the spine can be aligned, the hip joint and everything that is attached to it. And at the very same time, these new movement programs are being very deeply and firmly ingrained. Your brain is really involved. Using the chair would be the second phase, and as I have already said, it can take weeks or months before you even manage to get up there. Don't stress yourself about it. You do one exercise 2 minutes every day. Every day it gets better, but just take your time with this. In the third phase, when you feel stable in your arms, your shoulders are holding up, everything's fine. That's the final phase, so to speak. You get down onto the crawling position and then keep checking how your hips are doing. You can do this cat stretch and then the complete opposite. Now go ahead and do it together with me right here and now. Just get a feel for the way your pelvis moves up and down. And when you arch your back like a cat and stay like that, then you go directly with this movement on your arms, which are straight, hands a little bit outwards. Into the stretch like this and let your groin sink down again. And now, of course, step back out once more, and now a new force actually comes into play, which is the stabilizing of your arms. Before, your forearms were resting, so you only had to stabilize your shoulders. But now you've got more leverage there. You have to keep your arms fully straight. The shoulder is already prepped. It's been training for weeks, months, for however long you may need for that. And now it is once again a new kind of strain. And just like back on the chair, if you notice, oh, my arms cannot hold it, then you simply step out. And then you go back in. And that going in and out is a wonderful exercise already. And if you can only hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, you go back out, okay? But you can hold it more and more. And during those phases that you are able to hold it, make sure that your groins are the specific part leading the way. And just as a small detail, my toes are tucked, because then we have a more deeply flexed knee and a muscle that is really, really important for the well-being of our knee, hip, and back. It's getting more of a stretch, right? And then you let yourself sink in for another half minute. Once more, ease out in between if you can't hold it, especially now while we're just doing an overview. Practicing together. And then, after about half a minute, press both of your knees into the floor as hard as you possibly can. Now we're getting to those muscles that were too short. They're at length now, building strength in that position. Super important, you relax, go further into the stretch, because this counter tension fatigues the muscles too, and you'll have more room afterwards to go deeper into the stretch. And always make sure throughout all these exercise positions that the stretching pain is just about bearable enough for you to handle. Then you go back with your knees against the floor, let go, and here as well you finish by slowly lowering yourself down as far as you are able to hold it. And then you hold it for a while, and eventually you'll think, okay, this works. And then you also lift your legs up into the air. And then you're basically, as far as that's concerned, in the final position. The final progression that you can additionally incorporate in this third phase is the fact that you now pay much more attention to your very own head. We already covered this at the beginning, that the chin should be pulled against the larynx. Yes, so that you do not overextend your head in that kind of way, but rather that you take your head along with you by moving your chin further and further backwards towards the rear position. Okay? And after finishing this exercise right from the very beginning, you always go into the counter position for just a few seconds after the 2 minutes are up, and then you come back out of it all over again. So if you would like to do even more, please click on the link provided right in the first comment. There you'll find a full body guide for pain all over the body with exercises and further explanations. Just click right there and we'll send you this free guide to you.